Hello everyone, welcome to the video explanation for Brian Passwater's topic 1-11 notes, example 7. So example 7 says let g of x equal x cubed plus 4x squared minus 12x over x squared plus 7x plus 6. Find the equations for any asymptotes of the graph of g of x. It does ask us also to find the factored form. So we're going to start with the factored form. Our numerator is x cubed plus 4x squared minus 12x. That has a GCF of x, which means we would be left with the trinomial x squared plus 4x minus 12, meaning we're looking for a pair of numbers that multiplies to negative 12 and adds to positive 4. That would be 6 and negative 2. So our numerator factors into x times x plus 6 times x minus 2. Our denominator is x squared plus 7x plus 6. That is basic trinomial factoring. We're looking for a pair of numbers that multiplies to 6 and adds to positive 7. That would be 1 and 6. So that factors into x plus 1 and x plus 6. So the factored form of g of x is that g of x is equal to x times x plus 6 times x minus 2 over x plus 1 times x plus 6. Now the reason we need that is to recognize the difference between our undefined values, whether they are vertical asymptotes or wholes. Now if you notice, the x plus 6 would cancel, which means we do not have a vertical asymptote at negative 6. We have a whole at negative 6. So the only other undefined value is x plus 1. That factor would not still be in the denominator. So I have a vertical asymptote at x equals negative 1 because that x plus 1 would not cancel out of the denominator. Now for the other two asymptote options here, horizontal and slant, it will not have both. It will have one or the other. So what we need to do is look at the lead term of our numerator and the lead term of our denominator. In this case, we have n is 3, a is 1, d is 2, and b is 1. Now, since n is greater than d, we do not have a horizontal asymptote. And since n is exactly 1 more than d, we have a slant asymptote. So, there is no horizontal asymptotes. We're going to write a none on that line. For the slant asymptote, we need to carry out long division. So we have x cubed plus 4x squared minus 12x over x squared plus 7x plus 6. Now I often get asked, can't we just do the same thing with the reduced version? Yes, we can. It's not any easier to do. And this way we will have an example of a dividing by a trinomial, which is something we don't do often. So again, we're going to only look at those first terms. We're going to ask ourselves, what do I need to do to x squared to turn it into x cubed? And the answer is we need to multiply by an x. We're going to move those covers out of the way, and we're going to multiply x times the trinomial. So x times x squared plus 7x plus 6, we're going to write that underneath. Now you'll notice I also added a 0. Every term has to be there for long division to work, so we do need that 0. Okay? So x times x squared is x cubed. X times 7x is 7x squared. X times 6 is 6x. Draw the line, change all of the signs. Add down, the x cubed should cancel, and it does, leaving us with negative 3x squared minus 18x. Bring down the 0, cover up those other terms, and start over. So we are going to do, what do I need to do to x squared to turn it into negative 3x squared? And the answer is I need to multiply it by a negative 3. Get those covers out of the way, and multiply negative 3 times your trinomial, write it underneath. Okay? So negative 3 times x squared is negative 3x squared. Negative 3 times 7x is negative 21x. Negative 3 times 6 is negative 18. Draw the line, change all of the signs, They're all pluses now. Add down. Again, that lead term should cancel. That leaves us with 3x plus 18. Now, there's no more terms, which means this is our remainder. We don't have anything else to bring down. So in reality, the actual solution would include a plus 3x plus 18 over that x squared plus 7x plus 6. But again, we do not care about that. What we care about is this x minus 3, because that is going to be the equation of our slant asymptote, y equals x minus 3. Please note that in addition to that, we also had a whole at x equals 6 or negative 6. That's why we ignored the x plus 6, because that factor cancels. There is a whole at x equals negative 6. That undefined value is not a vertical asymptote. It is a whole. Thank you very much for your time.